Hello and welcome to St. Lucia Magazine, your weekly roundup of the nation's top stories in education, the economy, infrastructure, agriculture, and more. I am your host, Nival Auguste. In this edition, a government-U.S. non-profit partnership to expand vision care access for thousands of St. Lucians, and the Customs Department launches a 24-hour online payment system. Thousands of St. Lucians are expected to benefit from improved access to vision care. Melissa Paul has the details.
On Thursday, June 18th, Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre signed a memorandum of understanding between the government of St. Lucia and Restoring Vision, a United States-based non-profit organization to support the Prime Ministerial Vision Initiative. The partnership will facilitate the integration of presbyopia, screening and near vision eyeglasses distribution into St. Lucia's public health system through a 12-month pilot program. Up to 50,000 donated eyeglasses are expected to be distributed through primary healthcare facilities and community health worker platforms across the island. The Prime Minister welcomed the partnership, noting that his administration remains committed to initiatives that improves the lives of St. Lucians. He described the collaboration as a practical investment in people, one that can help individuals work more effectively, learn more comfortably, and participate more fully in daily life. The partnership also reflects a shared commitment to expanding access to vision care through sustainable, community-based solutions. In addition to donating eyeglasses, Restoring Vision will provide training, technical assistance, and support for program monitoring and evaluation, helping to strengthen the capacity and support the long-term integration of vision services within St. Lucia's public health system. Cabinet also approved the Memorandum of Understanding on June 1st, 2026, and the agreement will remain in effect for an initial period of 12 months.
The Customs and Excise Department has expanded its digital service offerings with a 24-hour online payment platform. Glenn Simon reports.
The Customs and Excise Department is continuing its digital transformation journey with the successful rollout of an online payment platform that allows users to pay customs duties and charges anytime, anywhere. Comptroller of Customs and Excise, Sherman Emmanuel, says the platform supports one of Customs' core mandates, trade facilitation.
The online payment portal and platform is just one small measure amongst the many that Customs is implementing to improve processing times for the clearance of cargo, to create a more easy environment for the trader, and again, fulfilling that ease of doing business mandate.
Emmanuel explained that the platform forms part of a larger strategic vision that includes paperless initiatives and technological upgrades designed to improve service delivery and strengthen St. Lucia's competitiveness. Prior to the introduction of the online system, importers and brokers were often required to visit customs offices in person, stand in long lines, and complete transactions during limited business hours. Today, those same payments can be made electronically around the clock.
So this online payment portal created a facility so that persons can now pay 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from anywhere in the world. It also created a transparency which did not exist so much before.
The platform became fully operational in July 2025, following a phased implementation process that began in 2023. According to Senior Customs Officer Vedlina Polius Modest, approximately 60% of customs clients, particularly within the commercial sector, are already using the online payment system. She says the department is now focusing on increasing participation among non-commercial users, including individuals clearing barrels, baggage, and other personal effects.
We are streamlining our processes to allow persons coming to do the regular barrel clearance or small non-commercial aspects cleared through paid, through the online payment.
The technology behind the system is managed by the Customs Information Technology Unit. Senior Customs Officer Antonia Calix explains that the platform is integrated with the Asicuda Customs Management System and uses one-time password authentication to safeguard transactions.
It is linked to Asicuda, so once you do your payment online, you use it. It's called the AW Web. Once you use that platform, you can also get your receipt in Asicuda. So the system is intertwined, it's linked.
Senior broker at Joseph Shipping and president of the St. Lucia Customs Brokers Association, Sylvester Louis, says the platform has fundamentally changed the way brokers conduct business.
I don't think I can overstate the convenience of the online payment platform. So those of us who work on the evenings or weekends or even holidays, we can make our payments and have our documentation ready to go for the very next working day. And if there's any issue that arises, the Customs IT department is there to respond to you virtually instantaneously.
He's encouraging brokers and importers who have not yet adopted the online payment system to do so, citing its convenience, reliability, and potential to deliver substantial productivity gains while accelerating the clearance process. For the National Competitiveness and Productivity Council, Glenn Simon reporting.
A global marketing campaign and an academy hub are two exciting developments that will follow the recent announcement of a St. Lucia Arsenal Football Club collaboration. Virgil Leonti has more.
St. Lucia's Sports Minister, Honorable Kenson Casimir, has issued a challenge to young people to seize the opportunities which an Arsenal Football Academy will provide. The establishment of a football academy is an exciting feature coming out of a partnership agreement which recognizes St. Lucia as the official destination of Arsenal Football Club. Minister Casimir announced that the football hub will be located at the SAB at VG in Castries.
Young men and women of St. Lucia, you have an opportunity that no other generation had before. If you speak to Tennyson Glasgow, if you speak to Cadet, if you speak to the legends of football in St. Lucia, they would tell you they would have grabbed at even the smallest chance to be part of an Arsenal Football Academy. And right now, this opportunity is right here at your feet. Be disciplined, be focused, work hard, look at what has worked for some of our legends. The hard work of Darren Sammy, the hard work of Laverne Spencer, the exploits of Julian Alfred, all made possible by their hard work. For the first time in your life, you have an opportunity to emulate their success like no other in the field of football. And I believe once this academy is set up in St. Lucia, we have the likes of Jamaican footballers, Trinidadian footballers, Belizean footballers come in to be part of academy right here in St. Lucia.
Tourism officials predict the impact of the partnership with the Arsenal Football Club will go beyond football, with benefits expected across economic, social, and cultural sectors. A preview of a promotional video was shown at the official launch. The video linked breathtaking views of the island with iconic emblems of the Arsenal Club. Global Marketing Executive of the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, Mr. Dexter Purcell, says the objective is to leverage the partnership to deliver tangible returns to the people of St. Lucia.
This brand expands over 1 billion followers and social interaction. We are talking about 160 million in social media following, 22.4 billion in daily impressions, and 2.3 daily engagement. So just imagine St. Lucia as a destination. We're able to tap into 1%, 2% of that affluent followers that Arsenal has. And with the winning of the Champion League, the database of followers, the fan base increased by a tremendous 2.3 million once again. So as a St. Lucian, it is extremely important for us all to feel proud of this partnership that St. Lucia and the SLTA is putting together. Brand St. Lucia as a key strategic partner, which involves Invest St. Lucia, Export St. Lucia, our trade, our culture, will all be on display at the Emirates.
He disclosed that the football team will visit the island and stressed the importance of showcasing the best of St. Lucia.
From an ELIF point of view, it's a very strategic placement for us because of London being a hub that connects us to St. Lucia, and more so for Europe, which is part of our strategy to ensure the global visibility of St. Lucia and ensuring that there is connectivity between St. Lucia and London. Part of this area that we really want to focus in terms of the Arsenal database, we'll be tapping into UK and Ireland, continental Europe, the sub-Saharan Africa, North America, Central and South America. So Arsenal fan base and the database of Arsenal spans the global platform. And part of our strategy on the brand St. Lucia, and even from the SLTA, is to increase our brand visibility, brand awareness, and subsequently convert that awareness into transaction.
The St. Lucia Arsenal Club collaboration is a 5-year agreement. For the Government Information Service, I am Virgil Leonti reporting.
Still to come, government explores expanding access to higher education. Stay with us.
C'est just li de moi qui can di moi et Helen aller test pressure. Et bien aller test siku. C'est bagay ça son bagage qui ka pon vite pas quand même ça. Moi hape on chay l'argent et depuis après ça gouvernement ouvert bail ça là, moi pas ka payer dessous. Les moi fini test pressure moi et puis sick moi ka toi puis comme moi all right then moi ça aller en jardin moi en poids moi nettoyer et moi ka senti comme moi meilleur. Moi ka encourager c'est mon qui au Lyon et whole community a vini en health center vini check pressure yo vini check sick yo because you pas ka payer rien.
Welcome back. The government is exploring new opportunities to expand access to higher education for St. Lucians, including the possibility of doctoral programs through Monroe University. Minister for Education, Youth Development, Sports and Digital Transformation, Honorable Kenson Casimir, recently attended Monroe University's commencement ceremony, where 30 St. Lucians graduated.
30 St. Lucians graduated in this year's cohort. Very proud of that number, one of the highest numbers in the region. Of course, you would have to compare that with Jamaica and Trinidad, but certainly 30 persons from St. Lucia who were awarded with degrees and masters at that ceremony. Monroe is now a university, and in our meetings in New York, we had conversation about PhD programs being offered to St. Lucians, and so the discussion certainly continues in that regard for our individuals who have gone on to have their bite at a first-generation scholarship and then on to a master's degree program. We are moving steadfast in ensuring that we can offer PhD programs at Monroe University sometime in the near future. Of course, Monroe was gracious enough to give me and the other members of that team a complete tour of their facilities in New Rochelle. And true to my Ministry of Sport, we started the discussion on the establishment of a sports science program in St. Lucia, along with the establishment of a sports science room for our athletes. And if you study sports, you would know that it has evolved into being extremely scientific, data-driven on performance, on training. And so I look forward to that continued discussion.
The minister also reminded citizens of several scholarship opportunities currently available, including the Monroe First Generation Scholarship, the UE Economic Scholarship Program, and bursaries for students attending the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. He encouraged prospective applicants to visit the Government of St. Lucia's scholarship portal before the various application deadlines. Minister Casimir noted that the programs are intended to provide greater access to higher education and professional development opportunities for St. Lucians. Farming enthusiasts and agricultural stakeholders recently gathered for a guava grafting workshop aimed at strengthening skills and supporting local fruit production. Desley Poyot has the story.
Nearly 14 farming enthusiasts participated in a guava grafting workshop hosted by the Taiwan Technical Mission at its demonstration farm in Union. The session brought together agricultural stakeholders who received hands-on training on the fundamentals and benefits of guava plant grafting. Senior Production Specialist of the Taiwan Technical Mission, Johnson Yang, led the workshop, sharing technical guidance on grafting techniques and best practices. Project Coordinator Adeline Udovic says the project is aimed at expanding market opportunities through the introduction of an improved guava variety.
Our different discussions with the buyers, such as the hotels, the different supermarket chains and so on in St. Lucia, we sort of need to improve the variety of crops offered at the supermarkets. So today we're looking at a different type of guava. That guava we're looking at is not a processing guava. It's a guava that is perfect for eating.
Technical Production Officer Edward Wilson noted the improved guava variety combined with grafting techniques could increase production, enhance fruit quality, and better meet market demand.
So with good management and techniques which are all been displayed here today, along with the grafting, we can help improve the guava supply on the island, the production, and you know that grafting we have improved yields, protection against soil-borne pests and diseases from the rootstock, and the science will give us a high-yielding fruit and a better quality to meet with the market demands.
The workshop forms part of the 7-Crop Project, an initiative aimed at strengthening St. Lucia's agricultural sector through capacity building and improving production. The program seeks to boost the local fruit and vegetable supply and enhance food security across the island. Reporting for the Government Information Service, I am Desley Poyot.
Coming up next, St. Lucia honors foster caregivers in commemoration of Foster Care Day.
This is an iguana. This is our white-breasted thrasher. Just two of our friendly neighbors that share these 238 square miles. These unique citizens are also protected by law. If broken, penalties can reach a maximum fine of $5,000 or up to 1 year in jail. Along the Ayanola region, St. Lucia's northeast coast, lives some unique and rare wildlife, some found nowhere else on the planet. This is an iguana. They are ours to protect. This announcement is brought to you with the compliments of the Ayanola Project.
Welcome back. St. Lucia has paid tribute to its foster caregivers, recognizing the vital role they play in providing safe, nurturing homes for children facing difficult circumstances. The Foster Care Day ceremony celebrated their dedication while encouraging more families to consider fostering. John Emmanuel reports.
Stories of abandoned children finding loving homes, overcoming developmental challenges, and thriving despite difficult beginnings set the tone for a moving recognition ceremony in Dennery, where the Department of Equity, Social Justice, Gender, and Older Persons honored St. Lucia's foster carers in observance of Foster Care Day 2026. Several foster carers shared touching accounts of their journeys, recounting the joys and struggles of raising children who came into their care under challenging circumstances.
I'm a foster care parent. I took Jovan when he was 10, and it wasn't easy for me. I work hard with Jovan. I pray with him. I give him the love. So today, he's in Taiwan.
I never make him feel down. Some of us making the children feel down. You must never do that to a child. When a child feels down, you strengthen them. You always make them feel you are there.
It is a blessing. At first, I was kind of way hesitating, really when the child is not actually your child. Being a caretaker, do not think twice. Someone out there needs our love, they need a home. And if we can provide a home, You know, shelter is very important. When a child can rest his or her head and knows that he or she is being loved by someone, you will not regret it.
These stories serve as a powerful reminder that foster care is more than providing shelter. It is about restoring hope and creating opportunities for children to flourish. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Senator Dr. Chandler Lee Haraksing, applauded foster carers for the quiet but profound impact they have on children's lives.
We celebrate you today, but in actuality, you should be celebrated every single day. Why? Because you impact lives. Lives that might otherwise have been lost in silence, and you do it quietly. Your work is not easy, we all know that. The late nights, the worried mornings, and countless moments of doubt. The heartbreak that sometimes occurs. Being a foster carer requires patience, resilience, sacrifice, compassion, and an extraordinary commitment to putting the needs of a child who is not your own first.
Permanent Secretary in the Department of Equity, Social Justice, Gender and Older Persons, Dr. Sharman Hippolyte Emmanuel, expressed heartfelt gratitude to foster carers and reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to supporting them.
You have no idea how thankful we are for you foster carers. Research is proving that the best place to have an older person or a child is within the home that you have provided for our foster carers, for our foster children today. Thank you for being there for the children. Thank you for your patience when they're ill, when they're not even sure what's to tell you that is paining them or bothering them. Thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you for spending extra. We know you spend extra. The impact of a loving home. For our children, you make them feel so secure, emotionally, spiritually. You say to them, I am beautiful. I am handsome. I am strong. I am brave. Thank you for that.
Minister with Responsibility for Human Services, Honorable Emma Hippolyte, described foster carers as everyday heroes whose compassion and commitment help children overcome adversity and rediscover hope.
Foster care is founded on a simple yet powerful principle. Every child deserves to feel safe, valued, and loved within a family setting. While many acknowledge this truth, foster carers choose to embody it in your daily lives. You step forward when children face uncertainty and provide reassurance when fear threatens to overwhelm them. As foster carers, you offer guidance when direction is needed, patience when healing takes place, and encouragement when confidence has been lost.
Minister Hippolyte noted that while many children's stories began with hardship, foster carers help rewrite those stories with chapters of healing, growth, achievement, and hope. She stressed that foster care is strengthened by the support of social workers, the family court, educators, healthcare professionals, and community organizations working together to create nurturing environments for vulnerable children.
So money don't take care of children. It's God and love that takes care of children. Without God and love, what we are doing is not possible.
A vulnerable older resident of L'Abbaye Bexor has received a new home as part of a collaborative housing initiative led by the Department of Equity, Social Justice, Gender and Older Persons and several partners. Officials say the project is expanding to benefit more at-risk residents across the community. Here is John Emmanuel with the details.
A vulnerable older person of L'Abbaye Bexor is now enjoying the comfort, security and dignity of a new home thanks to a partnership involving the Department of Equity, Social Justice, Gender and Older Persons, the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, Seraptimus International Settlesee, the Zion Seventh-day Adventist Church and members of the wider community. The official handover ceremony marked the completion of the first home under an initiative that has since expanded and will see the construction of 3 additional units that will go to vulnerable residents of the community. The newly constructed dwelling was presented to Mr. Florence Joseph, affectionately known as Dadas, whose years of contribution to community life were recognized during the ceremony.
He's one of our elders, and we all know the fact that our elders, we walk because they've carried us. Yes. Throughout the community, throughout St. Lucia, our older persons have worked and they have contributed to the development of our country. And now we have that responsibility to ensure that we make them as comfortable as possible at this stage in their lives.
The minister also acknowledged former parliamentarian and former district representative for Castries Southeast, Joachim Henry, who passionately led the initiative, along with many partners, volunteers, and community members whose contribution transformed the vision into reality. The St. Lucia Social Development Fund Executive Director John Victorin emphasized the importance of collaboration in addressing housing challenges faced by vulnerable citizens.
The reality is a significant number of St. Lucians live in poor dwelling conditions, and the resources that are allocated on an annual basis is not sufficient for us to meet the shared demand. So we welcome the idea to partner with other organizations, and that is why once PS said, once she opened the door and she provided us with the opportunity, we grabbed the opportunity.
Victorin commended partners for ensuring that the home met appropriate standards and encouraged similar initiatives to be replicated in communities across the island. For the Zion Seventh-day Adventist Church, the project represented a continuation of its long-standing commitment to serving those most in need.
This initiative, if you would, because it's more than just a project, is rooted in the philosophy expressed very well by Mahatma Gandhi, that a society's moral progress can best be judged by its compassion and support for its weakest and most vulnerable members of society. The Zion Seventh-day Adventist Church understands this principle of philosophy and has had a long history of supporting and responding to the needs of those who are vulnerable and most needed in our community.
Permanent Secretary in the Department of Equity, Social Justice, Gender and Older Persons, Dr. Sharmin Hippolyte Emmanuel, praised the spirit of collaboration that drove the project and expressed gratitude to all who contributed.
We take on the challenge of continuing that partnership so that other persons can benefit.
Absolutely.
In as much as the money you gave was just for one unit, we want to remind you or inform you that the community really contributed, thus cutting costs for us. So we are open to that continuous engagement with you.
Dr. Hippolyte Emmanuel also thanked the Joseph family for making the land available for the project and acknowledged the ongoing support network that will continue to surround Mr. Joseph long after the ceremony had ended. For Dadas and his family, the handing over and ribbon cutting represented far more than a new structure. It signified renewed hope, stability, and the assurance that he remains valued by a community that cares.
On behalf of Florence Joseph, aka Dadas, aka Lucia, I want to say thank you in a big way. I'll be able to fall asleep better now, knowing that in case there's a big wind or a lot of rain, my good friend Lucia will be secured. Thank you.
The initiative stands as a powerful testament to the power of partnership and the Ministry of Equity's commitment to ensuring that St. Lucia's older persons are able to age with dignity, security, and respect.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of St. Lucia Magazine. A heartfelt thank you to everyone who contributed to this production, the National Television Network, the GIS team, and the communications officers across government ministries. Thank you for watching NTN Channel 122 and following the official social media platforms of the Government of St. Lucia. I am Nivalo Geist. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged as we continue tracking St. Lucia's progress.